Holy, that's probably the stupidest thing I've ever done.
They digitally removed the entire hospital.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, it's Ro. Welcome to the new kitchen. In a couple of posts I mentioned online, I let people know that moving forward on this channel, I'm gonna continue to bake. I love baking, and I think I'm gonna be doing it for the rest of my life, but things have changed. So now I'm gonna be baking and serving tea, and today it's piping. So I have in my possession a video that a former MrBeast employee sent me of Jimmy allegedly illegally gambling online. I've also received evidence that MrBeast has faked one of his philanthropy videos. So someone sent me also what appears to be MrBeast's personal Reddit account. I'm gonna read it here. At the time, Jimmy was 19, and the legal age to gamble in North Carolina is 21. So this is 7 years ago. Okay, so it says, guys, don't gamble. The pain isn't worth it. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars gambling cryptos, and I regret it. On this site alone, I have lost $15,000. This is the link to my profile. Oh, what's that? What's that link? Bustabit.com. All right, then response. Wow, that is crazy. Insane losses. Sorry, my dude. I gambled 10 Ethereum on a coin flip and lost, and I haven't gambled since. I've decided I'm not going to spend the rest of my life sad about my losses. I'm just going to let it go and never gamble again. Been 2.5 months since I last gambled, and I don't ever plan on doing it again. Started as little money just for fun, and very fast spiraled out of control. I'd recommend that you never touch a gambling site again. I don't know how, but you eventually become numb and more risk tolerant, and then it's GG. This shows that he knows how dangerous and addictive gambling is. Here's a YouTube clip from Logan Paul's podcast when Jimmy was 20 years old.
Gambling. I used to gamble a lot.
Really?
Fun times, yeah.
You're not even 20. Yeah, you're not even.
Don't ask that question,
But you're 20.
don't ask that question.
Because it's illegal to gamble in North Carolina unless you're 21. I cannot believe that they left this in the video. So he says he's never gonna gamble again. So let's check in and see how that's going.
Yesterday, I realized I'm 18 years old, which means I can buy scratch-off tickets. Let's just scratch them off, and hopefully I don't get addicted. Sorry, Mom. I spent $30,000 on lottery tickets. I spent $50,000 on scratch-off tickets. Here's $100,000 worth of scratch-off tickets. Oh.
I spent $1 million on scratch-off tickets. No joke, I bought so many that they literally had to deliver them in a dump truck.
Well, obviously he's gambling again, and I really take issue with this because his videos are targeted at children.
Here's how it works. You take a ticket, you scan it, and boom, this $50 ticket won $200. So far, we're up $150 with one ticket.
In this video, he is literally walking you through the steps of how to gamble
MrBeast is teaching us gambling?
the easiest, making it very accessible and easy for kids to do. 1, why is he teaching children how to gamble? And 2, the way he's worded it makes it sound like it's a sponsorship ? I'm someone who's done a lot of sponsorships and integrations over the years, and I partner with brands that I genuinely love. My little spidey senses are going off here. It feels a little weird. Moving right along on another video, he's doing a podcast with one of his boys, Logan Paul.
You're not a degenerate like myself.
When it comes to gambling, yes, but...
Which, by the way, that surprised me.
Yeah?
I don't know, dude. Like, you're very smart with your money.
The guy who just throws away millions of dollars on YouTube videos is a gambler. Who would have thought?
It's clear to me that Jimmy has a gambling problem, and now he's teaching it to children. When Jimmy says, who would have thought that a guy who spends $1 million on a YouTube video is a gambler? There are plenty of people who produce shows worth millions of dollars an episode who aren't gamblers. I myself have actually executive produced an HBO show where the budget for each episode, so each video, was $2 million, and I'm not a gambler. I don't think that that is an obvious connection. It's pretty well known amongst his friend group, the boys, that he has a gambling problem, and this is probably the only thing that I agree with Keemstar on.
I loaned Bitcoin to MrBeast, who had a gambling problem at the time.
In my opinion, it is clear as day that Jimmy has a gambling problem. I am sympathetic to gambling addictions. I actually know someone in my personal life who suffers from this, but he's not just hurting himself. He is exposing children to gambling. And I've also heard it's even escalating more. I've heard from Beast Game contestants that it feels like he's gambling with their lives. And based on the amount of injuries they've told me in private, I could see why they think that. Again, I am sympathetic to gambling addiction, but it becomes a bigger problem because I have heard from multiple people close to Jimmy that he pressures his friends and his employees to gamble. This video is of Jimmy and some friends hanging out, and it appears that they are gambling on Bust-A-Bit, which is a website that is illegal in the United States.
Holy shit. Holy shit, that's probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. The crazy thing is that people are here.
He says, oh shit, that's probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. What you can see in the reflection of these large windows at night is the Bust-A-Bit website. This video is only a couple years old, so it shows that he is continuing to do this behavior, and not only gambling, but illegal gambling. Also, I'm watching the video and I'm looking around to see if I recognize any of the faces. What do you know? I spot Mark Rober. It appears that when he notices someone picks up a camera and starts filming, he steps out of frame. He's noticing someone's filming and trying to step out of frame. So why are we doing that, Mark? Do you not want to publicly be associated with illegal online gambling? Also, I just realized while editing this that this video that they shot was shot in Utah. They were gambling on Bust-A-Bit in Utah, which has even stricter gambling laws. So it seems that he's been doing Bust-A-Bit in at least 2 different states. I also want to remind everyone that Bust-A-Bit is illegal for anyone in the United States. Citizens of the United States are prohibited from using Bust-A-Bit according to their terms of service, and online gambling is illegal in North Carolina. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't say illegal sweepstakes on his live streams, but I'm just gonna say extremely questionable.
In 5 minutes, we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna put $1,000 in a random order. Hey, Daryl, don't we owe someone $1,000?
We do.
Yeah, so, all right, so the newest order, in 30 seconds, we are gonna put $1,000 in your package.
Stephen K.
Okay.
With all of that, I am inclined to believe all of the stories that I've been hearing about him pressuring his own employees to gamble. And this wasn't just a one-off thing. According to former MrBeast employees, MrBeast gambles on Bust-A-Bit a lot. Apparently, he was top of the leaderboard in 2021 on not one, but at least 2 separate accounts. MrBeast employees told me these are his 2 accounts: Gains City Boys and My Life Savings YOLO. Again, this is YouTube's #1 creator. Between these 2 accounts, MrBeast allegedly wagered over 4,000 Bitcoin in 2021. Depending on the price of Bitcoin, that's between $120 and $280 million wagered in 1 year. To be totally honest with you guys, I'm not the best with crypto stuff, but if somebody who's really smart wants to dive into this, please do, and please let me know what it all means. I did take a personal finance class and I minored in business in college, but we did not go over crypto gambling. I don't think that that was a thing when I was in college, so I am not as familiar. I also don't participate, so I have no idea. And illegal gambling isn't the only shady thing MrBeast has done with crypto. Here he is with Logan Paul admitting to partaking in what sounds to me like market manipulation.
Crypto's been killing it, man.
Especially for you.
Agreed. I mean, you've been doing pretty well as well.
Yeah. Well, I like the space. I remember you called me maybe like 8 months ago, and you're like, yeah. You go, yeah. Just put $1.5 million into Bitcoin. And I'm pretty excited about it. To see
Let's
where
fucking go. Yeah. I'll show you my portfolio after this. But so me and Logan both bought punks. You guys have probably seen on his Twitter that he bought a bunch of crypto punks at the same time, right?
Yep.
When Gary pulled us in that call.
Yep.
So have you ever told that story?
No.
Gary V, it's like fucking 11 p.m. just out of nowhere, just calls me and he's like, "Yo, I got like 30 people to call, hop in." I'm like, I don't care. He's like, "It'll be the best decision of your life. Just get in." I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I just joined the call and I just see like Logan and I don't even know these other people. I don't know if I'm on blast.
Every heavy hitter you can imagine who's worth $1 billion was on this one call, and Gary V is in the little corner, the little square. He's going, "CryptoPunks, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be the next Facebook." Where all of us were like, "Okay,
Everyone's
Gary."
judging. I'm texting Logan. And I'm like, Gary lost his mind.
Bro, all of us are like, "Yo, Gary's nuts. Yo, Gary was right again."
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We gotta keep the story going. So there's like all these like very successful people in this call, and Gary's just like, "Everyone, shut the fuck up. here's what you're gonna do, and you're gonna do it right now. You're all gonna buy a bunch of CryptoPunks. And we're all just like, he's like, who here owns one? And like one guy raised his hand, and it's because Gary bullied him into buying it the day before. And we're all just like, are you sure?
I'm just gonna pause there. Gary bullied him into buying it the day before? Okay, I don't even know who Gary V is, but now he's on my research list. Hold on here, let me write his name down. When Jimmy's talking about the phone call with the billionaires, it sounds like the billionaires are coordinating together to buy an asset. And then when they buy that asset and promote it to their fans, it becomes more valuable, and then they sell. Classic pump and dump. It's gross and it's shady. Also, when Gary V says, this will be the best decision of your life, I'm just asking questions, but does that sound like he has insider information to anyone else? Does it sound like that?
I was just so pulled by his like conviction that I bought a bunch.
Wait.
Yeah, I bought quite a few.
How many?
I don't want to say, but I bought multiple ones. Yeah.
Well, bro, are you in double digits, punks?
Just shy.
Okay, cool.
So
He's imagining just said 60.
No.
3 zombies.
I bought like 8 of them, and they did pretty good.
And any zingers? Any like real special ones?
I had some that like whatever 20-30x.
What's a?
We bought a lot with like the cigarettes because I thought that was an interesting attribute, and those did pretty well.
What's another characteristic? Like, what's your rarest characteristic, punk?
So then I rolled the money into V Friends because Gary, same thing, called me. He's like, V Friends. I was like, I don't fucking know, but last time I made money, sure.
So now Jimmy knows what the system is, and I don't know for sure, but this does sound like market manipulation and insider information.
Can I ask you guys a question? When Gary does that call with all these billionaires, and 8 months or a year later, everybody's like, Gary was right again.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he's right because of the call? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think about that a lot.
Dude, he has all these billionaire market makers in the thing. He makes the call, makes the market. By the way, you look around at all the punk owners a year later, and you're like, damn, it's all the same motherfuckers that were on the call.
No, because, bro, there's 10,000 punks, and there's only like 30 of us on the call. We can only own and do so much. There's still an entire market that's going to happen regardless.
I can tell you, I don't think why, because that was all back like early February. Like things didn't pop off till later.
I can't believe they left this in the podcast, but what I'm watching is that Mike, the co-host, is like piecing together real time that this is market manipulation, and he's saying it. Logan and Jimmy are like, oh, no, it's just, there's just the billionaires, there's so many other factors. It's not all the billionaires and all the people, and the market's gonna do what it does, and that's... Guys, I'm not a lawyer, but tell me that is not market manipulation. Like, this is his co-host, and he's like, wait a minute, isn't that like not right? And they're like, oh, no, man, no, it's cool. I need a minute. Okay, and we're back. All right, let's finish this video.
You into like NFTs in general, or any other projects that you're excited about?
I mean, I'm mostly a Bitcoin holder, but just it's fun. I literally just like once a month, I'm like, Gary, what NFT should I buy? And then I just buy what he tells me.
So Gary called me, and I'm a collector at heart, which is like why I like the space.
Oh, yeah.
I like just like
the Pokemon guy's a collector.
Exactly.
That coming.
Exactly, dude. And so Gary called me, and we have these talks. Like we talk probably every other day at least.
Yeah.
And he called me like a month ago. He's like, Logan, I promise you, like I know you're a smart kid. If you play this right, like I know you can, like you do with Pokemon, the NFT industry, you can make $250 million.
Yeah.
And I go,
how do you not perk up?
How is this? But he's never wrong, right? So that's where I started.
Yeah.
And then, bro, the other day, I got the idea.
Yeah.
And I want to run it by you, not now, off the podcast, but I'm pretty sure I had the most revolutionary, monumental piece of IP in my head, and I've been I can't sleep for the past like 2 days.
So like for making your own version of Punk?
No. Just a really, really special NFT project.
Bro, drop everything you're doing. I just got a new idea. It's gonna be huge. It's called Crypto Zoo. It's gonna be a zoo, and there's cryptos, and it's gonna be... No, it's not a pump and dump. Why does everybody keep saying that? So it appears I'm not the only one thinking that this sounds sus. Here's some top comments on the video we just watched. Admitting to market manipulation on YouTube, LMAO. I'm just gonna remind you, this is YouTube's #1 creator. Gary running the greatest insider pump and dump group, lol. How is everyone such a big fan of him? If this were equities, they'd all be jailed for market manipulation.
I am officially locked in prison with Nolan. How's it going? Not good.
I like how casually MrBeast is discussing doing a rug pull. How is this man not in prison and instead is a top YouTuber? These comments just go on, so I encourage you to go click on them, look at them. This is wild. So Jimmy's downplaying the whole thing, saying like, oh, we didn't promote him or anything. Well, here's a tweet of him promoting it. At Gary V, I'm loaded up on some V friends. Can't wait to see what you do. Happy face. This just reminded me of some information that I heard from a very credible source close to Jimmy. I'll read you the message that they sent me. I was once in a small gathering with James Warren. James Warren is MrBeast's former CEO. Also, his cousin was the CEO of MrBeast for many years. And he dropped a truth bomb that stuck with me. Quote, the shit we've done in the crypto market, if we'd done in the stock market, the SEC would be after us. So even this is admitting that they know what they're doing is shady, in my opinion. So Dogpack sent me some crypto stuff, and I am not very good with that stuff, so I'm gonna call him. Hey Dogpack, I was wondering if you could come on over and help me explain.
Oh, hey.
Oh yeah,
Long time no
hey! He's so tall, you guys. He's really tall.
Wow, that's good tea.
It's good tea. Okay, so Dogpack, can you tell me, what are we looking at? What's going on here?
Yeah, so basically, Jimmy gave a lot of details about his crypto transaction history in that podcast. And using the details that he gave, I was actually able to find one of his specific crypto accounts. He goes by the name Wu-Tang Clan. So some notable things about this account, it was worth over $10 million in April of 2021.
Oh, okay, so this is time at the bottom, and then this is money here. Oh my goodness, look at that one. That's a high spike. Wait, how much is that
That's
again?
a lot of money for a guy who gives away all his money.
How much is that?
That's over $10 million he had in crypto in 2021. Which, you know, that was the high of the account, but it frequently had over $1 million. Today it has around $200,000. Another interesting thing I found in 2021 is that he had invested in this company called Refinable. He had invested, and it seems like he allowed this company to use his likeness. He followed them on Twitter. He didn't tweet anything about it, as far as I can tell. He might have deleted the tweets, but they certainly were tweeting about him. I started to question, you know, maybe this was a paid sponsorship of some kind.
Well, that's him on the banner, isn't it? On the...
Yeah, that's definitely him.
That's his likeness, as a cartoon version of him.
He was certainly letting them use his brand to promote this cryptocurrency.
And I'll check, but I'll see if he tweeted anything like, hey, don't use my image on there. But if he's tweeting that he's using it...
Yeah, and if he's following him on Twitter, he knows they're using... I mean, you can't say definitively that he was paid, but I do have his crypto account, and it did receive $560,000 in Refinable token. But I mean, anything could have happened. I mean, he could have got that randomly from anyone. Could have been a mistake, a clerical error of sorts.
A clerical error, a misclick,
yeah.
And just the money just poof, just showed up there.
But this cryptocurrency account that is allegedly his, it sold all of its Refinable a month and a half after they started tweeting about MrBeast having invested in Refinable.
Oh, got it. So they tweet about it.
They tweet about it, and then the price went up, and then he sold
it. Right.
And now, currently today, Refinable is down 99.97%, which is worse than Logan Paul's CryptoZoo token. This was early MrBeast 2021. He was only like, what, 23 years old? He might have not known what he was getting into. A couple months later, he did invest in another project called XCAD with KSI.
XCAD. Now, what's XCAD? Is that an NFT, a crypto,
it's another
online
crypto token. It's basically like if you don't understand cryptocurrencies, right? You're certainly not alone. It's basically just like stocks, but unregulated.
Unregulated stocks.
Pretty much. He clearly allowed XCAD to use his likeness to promote their cryptocurrency, and then I checked this crypto account, and once again, 2 months after receiving $277,000 in XCAD, he sold it all. I'm not saying it's a pump and dump, but he allowed them to use his likeness, pumping the currency, and then dumped it. Yeah, so it seems like he's had millions of dollars to throw around in the crypto space, which is kind of strange considering that he claims to give all his money away and reinvest it into the videos.
Yeah. We're not gambling degenerates like some people.
Wait, so are you one of the rich people they want to eat? Or are you
I'm not that rich.
Not yet.
You are way more rich than me.
But I give my money away. I'm poor.
So he gives all of his money away. He's poor.
Okay, well, that was a lot. Thank you so much for helping me understand what this is.
Actually, I have something even crazier than this if you want to see it. Should I go get it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay, well, while we wait for Dog Pack, there's one thing that I want to talk about. In this clip, he says, I give all my money away. I'm poor. I don't know anybody who's poor who has tens of millions of dollars to throw around in crypto. Not one person. In the Time magazine article where he was interviewed called In the Belly of the Beast, Jimmy says that he brings in about $700 million in revenue a year. And Jimmy Donaldson defends his philanthropic work against charges of poverty profiteering by pointing out that it is funded by his main channel, which sends the charity $100,000 a month. Let's do a little bit of basic math. So annual revenue, $700 million, and you're donating $100K to your charity every month. What percentage is that? What percentage of all of your revenue is donated to your charity? Out of all of the money that he makes, he donates about 0.2% to charity, which I also want to remind everyone watching that donating that money is also a tax write-off. So when he says that he gives all of his money away, that is not true. And when he says he reinvests all the money into his videos, that is also not true. So Mr. Charity, Mr. 0.2%, let's see how else he's spending his money.
Came here with the $100,000 in $5 bills. And no casino in all in Vegas would accept it.
No way.
They all said no one's ever brought $100,000 in $5 bills, and they just thought it was fraudulent. And I was like, I'm a YouTuber. Here's me giving this random guy $1 million. And they're like, still, no one should have this many $5 bills. This is fraudulent. And they just literally, they wouldn't take it. And so I had to I was like, well, can you at least hold it back there?
So here he is saying that he went to a casino to gamble $100,000 in one night, the same amount of money that he donates to his charity in a month. It seems like his gambling budget is much higher than his charity budget, to me, in my opinion. So now we know what he does with his money, gambling. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. Hold on. Oh, that's much better. Let's watch another video to see what Mr. Charity or Mr. 0.2% is doing.
This video is very special to me, and we impacted a lot of lives today. And I really want to continue doing stuff like this, which is why I need you guys to buy merch from shopmrbeast.com.
Literally every dollar we make off this merch goes right back into the videos. I want to open a homeless shelter, plant a lot of trees, just do a lot of good things, but it's very expensive. Basically, I can't make an impact without your help.
We need you to buy merch.
Yeah!
Couple things. This video was 5 years ago, and I don't know about you, but I have not heard about a homeless shelter opening up. And he did plant some trees, but he did it through fundraising through #TeamTrees. So that was generated a ton of income to do that. So where did the money from the merch sales go? Oh, thank you, thank you. I was running low.
Okay, this is what I wanted to show you.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Like, you get it, like rough, because it's like rough, but also like
it's
they
like
say
a dog.
rough. Yeah.
Like rough, woof, woof.
So yeah, I wanted to go over MrBeast Philanthropy because whenever you criticize MrBeast, obviously people come back and say, "Oh, I'm a charity," and it's like, you know, not all charities are good, and it's been argued by a lot of people, not just people on Twitter, but actual experts of the ethics of spectacle charity. You know, he did 1,000 blind people to see for the first time, which was criticized not just by Twitter, but also by an actual blind YouTuber, Blind Surfer Pete. MrBeast's video on curing blindness might actually do more harm than good to the blind community. By claiming that he cured blindness, fundraising efforts for an actual cure may very well stall out. What he did was very generous and kind, but it's a far cry from what he claimed it was. But this is sort of the issue with spectacle charity that you'll see is it often exaggerates reality or distorts reality to fit a certain narrative. So he didn't cure blindness, he sponsored cataract surgeries. There's another article on kindness for clicks, MrBeast and the problem with philanthropy as spectacle. There's like a whole piece on the exploitative content and poverty porn. This is by Nicole Slasky.
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of celebrities that I know that donate to existing charities like Habitat for Humanity, Make-A-Wish. There's not many that I know that own their own charities. I want to remind everyone watching that a lot of powerful people hide behind the cloak of charity. There's a very interesting article about this. People like Weinstein did this, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Cosby, all linked down below to that article about the cloak of charity. Basically, to the public, you appear like you're doing a lot of goodwill and good things, and then behind closed doors is a very different story.
The filing also goes into Combs' philanthropic works, including his work with the Boys and Girls Club of America, his donations to open a charter school in New York, and his work fundraising to get PPE for frontline workers during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Here's a paper published in the International Journal of International Relations about how charity advertisements for Africa have distorted reality in a harmful way, creating this narrative that, Africa, while actually being very large and diverse, it creates the picture in the media where it's all just like poor villages with no technology. But really the most damning thing against MrBeast is that he has faked parts of his philanthropy videos in a way where he's making it look like they did more than they actually did. Here's one where he claimed to build 100 wells, but in multiple shots you see the same wells listed as different wells. Well 29 and 67 were the same. He also said he built a bunch of wells in Kenya, but then showed wells that were clearly built in Zimbabwe. Ro, I'll show you this clip.
Okay.
And I want you to try to find out what's wrong with it.
All right.
A few months ago, at the very top of a 9,000-foot mountain in a remote part of Nepal, this hospital looked like this.
That looks CGI.
Really?
That looks fake. I love movies. I'm a movie buff. I watch them all the time. And I know when I see CGI, this does not look real.
Yeah, no, I'm actually surprised you caught that. Most people didn't. But if you don't see the CGI at home, I'll point it out. This is the before shot of the hospital. This is the after shot, and then same thing over here. What I noticed is that Dan Mace, who's the director on Beast Philanthropy, did a behind the scenes video for this shoot where they build a hospital in Nepal or whatever.
Started off by getting the opening shots. I like to call these plinky plonk match cuts. These are great for
the building looks very different than in shots like this. And for one example, there's like moss growing here, which is...
Yeah, it looks more decrepit.
Yeah, and it's like
this
the concrete's breaking down right here. There's like holes in the roof. There's like all this random crap.
But in the real shot, there's no moss.
Yeah.
There's no decrepit.
Right here, you'll notice this pillar, 2 white lines. Right here, same pillar, 2 white lines. But there's a building behind it. So in this opening shot, where MrBeast says, this is what the hospital looked like a month ago, they digitally removed the entire hospital to make it look like they built the hospital.
Like they built the bigger building. Yeah.
But they didn't.
Oh my gosh. I also watch the show Property Brothers. I don't know if you're familiar, but they go in to a space, they remodel it, they make it look amazing. So this is like if they did that, but it was all fake. Like move that bus, but you open the house and then the family goes in, the house would be fake and it would be CGI and it wouldn't be actually as big of a glow up as I think it is.
Exactly.
Like the viewer thinks it is.
So they CGI'd it, or technically it's generative AI, but same thing.
Wait. CGI generated? We'll go into this later.
Both computer-generated images. It's just CGI is more ubiquitous to the people. It's the same thing.
We'll discuss it later. Yeah.
But yeah, they did that to make it look all broken down and decrepit, adding all these like all this trash. Like this looks like a PlayStation 2 graphic.
It doesn't have any of that in the video.
Yeah, and these pictures were used in news articles to show that MrBeast revitalizes Nepal Hospital, bringing vital services to thousands. What they actually did in the video was just install solar panels. They didn't build the hospital, but he made it seem like they did. And the danger with this is like, where do you draw the line?
Right.
Because if you're exaggerating what you're doing as a charity, then you're taking attention and funding away from other charities who might be more honest. Because like, why would I donate to someone who's, raising guide dogs for blind people when MrBeast can just apparently cure blindness, according to his video. So yeah, and then there's one more example. We can go back to this like Dora the Explorer. Can you spot the bullshit?
Okay, I'm ready. Let's see if I can do it.
This secluded town in the middle of nowhere looked like this.
You saw it?
The building.
Damn.
It does not look real.
I think most people would not catch that on the first one. So for the people who couldn't spot it,
look at how fake this tank looks.
That's definitely a fake tank.
How fake these flowers are.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm a girl, I know my flowers, okay? No.
So, but I think there is some part of a real building here, but then they just use generative AI or editing or whatever to expand it. Because it's like, there's things, look at that.
It's no.
And then like the building here is like expanding. So it's like they added on the whole back half of the building. The flowers here are like not lining up. You can barely tell that this is faked. So like how many things like this are they getting away with where they're making it look like they did more than they actually did? Because they say that this is what the town looks like now, and then this is what it looked like before.
Yeah.
And it's just not true.
It's dishonest.
No, it's completely deceptive. And this is a message from a former MrBeast employee who knows of the philanthropy. He says, I was told that the philanthropy side was supposed to be Jimmy's get out of jail free card if he ever got canceled. They wanted Jimmy to win a Nobel Prize within the next few years. And then parts are cut out for privacy. It's all just for clout and social status. I feel like them helping people is literally on the bottom of their to-do list.
I've spoken with several people who have mirrored what this message is saying. And the full story isn't out yet, but it makes you think, it makes you wonder. All right, you guys, that does it for the video. Big thank you to Dog Pack. Thank you for coming and helping me understand what's going on and sharing what you know. And I will keep you guys updated because there's still a ton of information coming in and I'm sorting it as best as I can and trying to put it together. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.